Hey everybody, what's going on? I've been making and creating a little bit today. I have what I'm calling my Wicked for Good collection. I think these are very pretty if you like the movie. I just think they stack gorgeously. Personally, I like to stack this one in the middle, but that's just me. Everybody has their own preference. So made those today. Um, got these going on today. And I'm going to make a third one to go with this because I like to do stacks of 3. And if you're wondering who you're listening to, my name is Jennifer. I'm here with JENN-Menship Jewels. And let's make something pretty. Okay, we're going to start off and we're going to finish up this trio. And let's see what we can create. I want to use up these little bitty beads. I love them. And I think they will look magnificent. So we're going to see just how many we have of these. This particular set here is 7 inches. This is 7.5. I make custom orders. You tell me your colors and what size you would like. I can make them on bead wires, or I can make stretchy bracelets. Most people prefer the stretchy just because of the fact that you can put them on and off by yourself and you don't need anybody's help. So just throwing that out there. If you would like, these are glass beads. Those are my preference. Some people prefer to work with acrylics. Some people prefer to work with silicone. I love silicone, but not for jewelry. I use silicone a lot in badge reels, pins, and key rings, key chains, and pretty much everything except for jewelry. But when it comes to jewelry itself, I really do like and prefer the glass beads. So we're just right now, we're filling in these little beads. These are 2 millimeters, by the way, if anybody's wondering. And we are simply filling them in so we can estimate about how big the bracelet we have without putting any spacers yet, which you know we gotta have spacers. I don't want a bracelet that is strictly one particular bead only unless it is a custom order. That is just my preference. Okay, it says it's 8 inches. It's not, because by the time we put our string in and we stretch and run everything, it for some reason shrinks a bit. So what we're going to do is we are going to use these tiny little clear beads because I don't want to take a lot. So we're going to see every 5 beads if we can put 1 clear bead. And we're going to go with it like that because we've got this one is different. And I saw a different bead over here too. Alright, let me just make sure I have all my options. Okay, yeah, we only have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna have to go every 7. beads. I like to go in odd order, by the way. That's just me. You do you, boo. I'm a firm believer in that. Now, I use Stretch Magic. This particular one is 8 millimeters, and that is normally not what I would use for this. And so, if you guys will give me a moment, I'm going to put you on pause for 1 second. Alrighty, where were we? We are showing our string, and I usually use the 0.7 or even 0.8 Stretch Magic, but because these beads are so particularly small, we're going to use the Stretch Magic, and this is the 0.5. I love Stretch Magic. My dear friend Lynn from Creative Chaos with Lynn Marie, her name has changed some, but I'm terrible at remembering. So please look her up on YouTube. And let's see, do we want to use, let's see if we can use a needle. Even though it's teeny tiny, we might be able to get a needle through. Let's see. Let me see. I have all kinds of needles, but right now I want one that's not incredibly long. Just being honest. And I use all different types. I like the big eye the best because it makes it very easy for me to open my needle. But everybody has their own preference, so I feel like there's no wrong way. You do what works well for you. If you like one type better than another, then by golly, that's what you use. Okay, so let's move this aside. And I get my needles from Hobby Lobby, from Amazon, you name it. Okay, so we're going to thread this needle. Okay, and we're going to pull that bad boy through. Okay, and then we give it a little tug, a little stretch. Don't have to go crazy. And then we start beading. Now these are super tiny. So it will take me a moment to get in my rhythm, so to speak. But tell me, what have you been doing today? I've been away a while, been dealing with some health junk. I will be having back surgery July 9th. I have a birthday coming up in a couple weeks. My oldest grandson and I, whoa! I just threw that bead across the floor. Sorry about that, guys. My oldest grandson and I share a birthday. He was the greatest gift I ever received. And he was early. He was not supposed to be born until August. But he decided he couldn't wait to meet his mama. He and I have an incredibly close bond. His name is Owen, and he will be 13. I still remember the day that my daughter and her husband were just distraught, thinking they would never have a baby. And I looked at her and I told her, I said, Megan, I said, you're pregnant. No, I'm not. Why would you say such a thing? I said, I'm telling you, you're pregnant. How do you know? I said, God told me in a dream, you're pregnant. And of course, she thought Mom had done lost her ever loving mind. Not because she didn't have faith, because she has a very faith filled heart, but simply because it was so difficult to believe. Well, that was Thanksgiving. And sure enough, they left. And she went home and took not one, not two, but many pregnancy tests before she called me and told me that I was right. She was expecting a baby. And once he was born, he was everything that any of us could have ever prayed for. My granny, who passed away shortly after his birth from Alzheimer's, called him her little warrior. And she was so proud of that baby. She loved him so much. And the beautiful thing is, since then, there have been 3 more babies. Another little boy who's 4, and then a set of twins who are 17 months. Both my eldest daughter and my youngest daughter have 2 children at this time. I think the oldest is through, but God may say otherwise at some point. But I don't anticipate that. And the youngest, only God knows. But her babies are twins, a little boy and a girl, and they definitely rule the roost as far as they have personality. I have a roommate. My roommate is 88 years young. She also enjoys coloring like I do. If I had to describe my hobbies, beading and coloring are my number 1 hobbies. I love anything to do with beads, glass beads, silicone beads. I love to make jewelry. I love to make non-jewelry beaded items. You name it. I enjoy going to craft shows. I do a Facebook Live every so often, and sometimes I sell things I make through that. Sometimes, like right now, I'm just creating something and spending a little bit of time with my friends. My newest hobby that I've gotten into is adult coloring, and oh my, am I hooked. I love anything I can color with alcohol markers, gel pens, colored pencils. I even use crayons at times. Um, I am learning how to do some of the things that the fancy colorists do, so to speak. But I am having the time of my life. And that's what it's all about. We're supposed to enjoy this life we have. We only have one. And my philosophy is life is what you make of it. If you want it to be nothing but gloom and doom and bad and woe is me and the sky is falling, then you know what? That's exactly what it's going to be. But in spite of everything, because we all have hardships, we all have struggles. And let's just say that, you know, um, like Mother's Day, for instance, came around. Some mothers are mothers to angel babies. And that's got to be the most difficult. Some mothers are stepmothers. Some mothers are actually fathers who fill the role of both father and mother. Some mothers are grandparents raising their grandkids. Some mothers are single moms. I was one at one time, and that was not an easy job, so to speak, but it was so rewarding. Um, some moms are just, they're mothers to other people's kids, and that's okay too. And, some moms get lots of gifts on Mother's Day. Some moms get a gift from one group and maybe they don't have a relationship with another. It's not about the material things, people. All that stuff is gone. When you take your last breath, it's gone. It doesn't matter. What matters is the relationships and the people you surround yourself with. I'm so blessed and highly favored. I have two of my three siblings still remaining, and we are incredibly close. I have a stepmother that I love dearly. I have, as I call her, my oldest child, my roommate, who fills a hole that I didn't even know was there until she moved in. My relationships with my daughters and my sons-in-laws, sons-in-loves, however you refer to them, my sons, is wonderful. I have so many blessings. I have trouble. I am financially strapped pretty much all the time. But you know what? A lot of people are. So to say I go out and just blow money on luxuries and treats and things like that for myself, no. But I appreciate everything I get, whether it comes from a yard sale that I find a treasure, a thrift shop, um, you name it. There is no shame in my game. One of my most favorite activities is repurposing something that someone else discarded. Making something beautiful out of what used to be looked at as a thing of beauty and maybe now is just discarded. So, I have limited eyesight, but God gave me another eye. I have every bit of problem that anyone else does in a different way. We all do. It's about your attitude. You have to wake up every morning and say, you know what? Today is Tuesday, whatever day of the week it is. And you know what, Jennifer? That's me, Jennifer from JENN-Menship Jewels. Jennifer, today, we're going to just choose joy. That's how there is to it. And so you know what we do? We choose joy. And of course I dropped that one bead and I have to find it because I need it. So I will have to put y'all on pause again in a minute because I want us to be able to finish this bracelet and add it to our collection. But we gotta have that one silly little persnickety bead that I slung across the room like I was trying to I don't know, play shot put for the Olympics or something. So I want y'all to do me a favor. I have my own little Amazon list, which I'm going to link it below. And not for you to go out and buy me anything. I'm not asking you that. I like Happy Meal, mail, and surprises, just like everybody else. But if you're here on my channel, chances are you are a crafter or a colorist of one type or another. So with that being said, I would love for you to look at my list and make comments about, this is a good product, I've used this before, I like this, or this product is trash, it does not work like it should, you are wasting time, energy, money, effort, you name it, you just don't need it. So I'm going to put you on pause while I go find that silly bead, and we'll pick up where we left off.